Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you guys doing? And welcome to another episode of the MH Podcast, a podcast which is extremely irregular but also very content rich. We have with us a heavyweight of the public speaking world in Pakistan. He's a practicing psychologist. If you are Pakistani, you're likely to know who he is. We're talking about Sahil Adim. How are you? Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing? It's good to see you. MashaAllah. Sahil Adim is an Islamic intellectual and academic. He does have a psychology background and he's engaged with the scriptural work as well and the academic studies in Islamic studies. The first thing I want to ask you, because you're based in Pakistan, and Pakistan is, by number in terms of population, is the second most populated Muslim country in the world, very important geopolitical country. What is the feeling in Pakistan vis-a-vis the Palestine question, in terms of the people that you've interacted with, in terms of the public opinion?
Well, public opinion has been unanimously pro
Yes.
action, not just Palestine. That's
Really?
the next step there. We got to take an action. And the people are just literally calling out that, if you can't go, just send us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the army. They're just like, if you're not going to go yourself, that, we're voluntarily, women and men together, old people, boys and girls. Well, for youth is very, very energetic about, something has to be done. And that's where my concern is, that if you're not going to do something now, this energy is going to die down. You're going to get immune to not doing anything. And this is why I'm actually touring the world, literally, just to sort of make sure that, this sort of a problem, we don't get immune to these sort of problems of not getting to do something about it and still getting used to the fact that, believing ourselves that, we did something, we raised the voice. That's not going to solve anything in Palestine. Raising a voice is not the solution. Actually doing something about it politically. And by the end of the day, it's a game of attrition. And if we have enough millions of Muslims coming together, creating more of a bomb that can actually have the potential to literally blow, that's what's going to strike fear in the people who are going to actually make some decisions.
Absolutely. And Pakistan is one of those countries that if anything does happen from there, it's going to have a seismic effect across the whole region. And you're saying that from your interactions with people, people are affected psychologically in Pakistan. They really are.
It's pretty practical depression.
Really?
Like, as literal as it gets now. And people are not just, it's not lip service going on.
Yeah.
As a domestic individual, people are crying, praying. And, just because I move around in universities and, different public sessions, people are just, asking for my account number, like trying to push money. And because I say no, because, we have to actually know where to actually funnel, where, real Gaza help has to go to. So it's not just, they're not just talking about it. They really want to do something about it. And when regular men and women, are so serious about something, that means, it's not just, it's gone deep enough. And my contention is that local Pakistanis are not going to be able to push the snowball. It's not going to create much of an effect. That's why I'm going all over the world. And most of them are Indian Pakistanis. They listen to me. So what I am trying to do is to cover a 360 angle so that we can put more pressure on the Pakistanis and do a very strong political push from the government, so that even if they don't do anything about it, it's not about shooting the gun, it's about showing the gun. And we're not showing the gun. That's my problem, because Israel has to know that, we are caring. And right now he believes that we're not. And I know why any, Netanyahu would believe that we're not caring, because they know where the bullets are, and then they have the keys to the safe. And I really need to show any Benjamin or any future Benjamin Netanyahu that it's not just that fact that we're caring, but we know how to actually shoot. And it's not the government, it's the people. By the end of the day, if there's enough pressure on any government, let alone a Pakistani government, then, America doesn't really count, or England doesn't really count. And now I know, UK just hit Yemen, and of course UK and America. And it's a decoy. They're going to do whatever it takes so that the Palestine bomb does not detonate. And I believe that Pakistanis can detonate the Palestine bomb, and I'm pretty sure the Iran-Pakistan conflict is another way to release the gas from that, this whole plutonium that is being created.
You mentioned about that people are really affected by this. Would you say it's causing somewhat of a spiritual awakening as well?
so ironic that you said that, because I've been actually moving for Palestine for the last 5 years now.
Yeah.
Actually, way more than that, actually, when Mavi Mamre happened. This is like 6, 7 years ago. And I was not famous enough that people were not, not getting enough numbers. And Pakistan is in an amazing landscape where 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds are, really pumping religious content in their cell phone and YouTube. And this Palestine thing, as ironic as these words would sound, could not have come at a better time for a youth to actually come, or a boy or a girl to come into, because we needed a catalyst. And this sort of a thing where there's some serious names doing really good job in Urdu, who are trying to wake up the people. And bring
Sure, you're one of them, really.
Ironically, no.
Yeah.
I actually don't speak to the classical Pakistani.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually speaking in 4 or 5 different cities, which of course speak English and Urdu at the same time. Because I actually believe that it's a top-down thing.
Yeah.
If you can get the intellectual elite to listen to me, then I would have a bigger.
It will have a trickle-down effect on the rest of the populace.
Yeah, exactly. Because they were only general math.
So do you think that I was going to ask that. Do you think that basically if you want to put it in a crass manner, but people from if you like, working classes are more likely to copy from a social perspective those in them?
This is the problem. This is why I actually came to you. Because most of the people, Allah Azza wa Jal didn't design us to copy. He designed kids to copy. Because that was the survival of the child, to copy his father.
Sure.
As soon as we develop the prefrontal cortex, we are designed not to copy.
Yes.
That's against our self-esteem to copy, or even our own father.
Yes.
We have to have our own identity. But people like you, or whoever has a global presence, your responsibility, even everybody's responsibility, is that you don't create your copies.
Yes.
Because if everyone starts to think, and they're going to actually come up with some solution which you and I will now even fathom. Some boy in Tunisia or Morocco or Pakistan, they're gonna, because some of your words are gonna act as a key to unlock an algorithm which his life has to offer to him.
I think it would be probably safe to say that our work, people like myself and yourself, is not telling people what to think, but it's telling them how to think.
Yes, because you're actually, because this is most of the Muslims, the last 800, 900 years, we've been under a curse. And that's the curse of jurisprudence. Jurisprudence is an amazing thing, but it's for a use. It is not for general like purpose. It is absolutely not for hikmah. Actually, that's the anti-hikmah. Hikmah means that you got to have a precedented, documented process. You got to follow that.
Sure.
But most of the Muslims, especially the Sunni Muslims, they're trained as if fiqh is the only Islam. And that's the only window through which you're going to learn about anything about Islam. So I'm a Shafi'i, by the way. I follow.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be Hanafi.
Yeah, you'd think, because I'm from Pakistan. Yeah, right. Yeah, but I was, I was adopted by the Shafi'i in Canada.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So, or Hanabala, they actually didn't push humble on me. They were like, Jews.
Yeah.
So my son's name is Shafi'i. By the way,
really?
my daughter's name is Hijab.
Oh, no way.
Something which is, my first daughter is Hijab.
Yes.
My son's name is Shafi'i.
Wow.
Because my teacher, because, but coming back to the point, it's ironic that, we've spoken so many times and on the podcast, I had to tell you that my daughter's name is Hijab.
No, but it's mad because I was thinking if I had a daughter called Hijab, she'd be called Hijab. I was thinking that would be some kind of ridiculous name.
That's not a word. That's not a girl's name.
No. Yeah.
That's a girl's name in Pakistan.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's not a common name. My family does not have a common. My name is not common. I'm the only child in Pakistan.
Okay.
Even though it's an Urdu word. So when a Muslim, I'm coming back. I have a way to digress.
No, it's good.
When a Muslim is trained to think fiqh only, he's gonna start to find fiqh in the Quran as well. And he's not gonna find anything else.
I'll tell you what. I've always identified, in the Islamic world, if you like, in Islamic scholarship, as 3 different approaches, 3 general approaches. One of them is, I would call it, in terms of jurisprudence, one of them I would call the Ahl Hadith approach, if you like, or I would call fiqh tarjih, where somebody would come and say, like, for example, this hadith is strong, this hadith is whatever, and whatever. And this has its pros and cons. Then there's the other approach, which is the madhab approach, where you have like 4 madhabs for the most part. Someone just follows the madhab and that's it. And then you got the third approach, which I would loosely refer to as the usul approach. So people like Qardawi and others really went with that one, True. And it's all about how do we, maqasid approach, what are the objectives of Sharia?
What are the objectives?
Right, and all 3 of these approaches really have their strengths and weaknesses. But I feel like if you're dogmatic with one of them, to the logical endpoint of each of them will bring too many negatives. So you have to kind of be balanced in any one you want. So for example, if you're a Shafi'i or Hanbali or Hanafi, whatever it may be, and you don't want to leave the madhab in any way, shape or form, in any mas'ala, this might be problematic, especially when we talk about societal issues.
Big problem.
Big problems